Imagine, if you will, a vast expanse, a sea of sand stretching as far as the eye can behold. This is the Arabian Desert, a place of stark beauty, of silence, a place where the sun reigns supreme. Many think of it as timeless, unchanging, a landscape sculpted only by wind and heat. But is that the whole story? What if this desert holds a secret, a memory of a dramatically different past? The sands you see today, they are but a fleeting moment. Beneath this arid cloak, whispers of another time linger, a time when water, not sand, shaped the land, when life in abundance flourished here. It seems almost unbelievable, doesn't it, to picture this fiery desert as a green haven, yet science is a patient storyteller. It uncovers truths hidden in the most unlikely places. Consider the scale of geological time. Millions of years. Over these immense timescales, our planet transforms. The Arabian Peninsula has a story to tell, far richer and more surprising than its current appearance suggests. So let us embark on a journey through time, guided by evidence. Fasten your seatbelts, metaphorically speaking, of course. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. The Arabian Desert. It is truly enormous, make no mistake. It is the second largest hot desert on our planet. Only the Sahara in Africa is bigger. We are talking about roughly 900,000 square miles. It blankets most of the Arabian Peninsula. Nations like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Yemen, and Oman are largely defined by it. This immense desert is not one single uniform entity. It has distinct regions, each with its own character. There is the Ruba al-Khali, the empty quarter. This is the largest continuous sand desert in the world. Imagine endless dunes, sculpted by relentless winds. Then you have the Adana Desert, a long corridor of reddish sand, a river of dunes. And in the north, the An-Nafud Desert, with its own unique grandeur, each a testament to nature's power. Now let's talk about the climate. It is what scientists call hyper-arid. Annual rainfall, typically less than 33 millimeters. That is just over an inch of rain in an entire year. Temperatures here are a story of extremes. During the day, especially in summer, it can soar above 50 degrees Celsius. But at night, the heat radiates away quickly. Temperatures can plummet dramatically. It is a formidable environment indeed. You might think such a harsh place would be devoid of life, but life, my friends, is tenacious. It is wonderfully adaptable. Even in the hyper-arid Arabian Desert, life finds a way. The flora, the plant life, is scarce, yes, but it is incredibly specialized. Consider the iconic date palm, a symbol of desert sustenance, or the hardy acacia trees, their roots delving deep for water. The gaff tree, a survivor offering precious shade. These plants have evolved remarkable strategies. Some have tiny leaves to reduce water loss. Others have long tap roots to reach deep groundwater. Some can store water in their stems or leaves. The desert rose, or adenium, with its swollen trunk, is a perfect example. And what about the fauna? The animals of the Arabian Desert are equally amazing. Large mammals like the Arabian oryx, once near extinction, now roam again. Camels, the ships of the desert, are perfectly built for this world. Various gazelle species, swift and graceful, dart across the plains. Predators too stalk these arid lands. Even insects like scarab beetles and hardy ants thrive here. Now hold on to your hats, because we are about to challenge that image. The image of an eternally dry, sandy Arabia. Scientists are now piecing together a different story. A story of a green Arabia. Yes, you heard that right. A hypothesis backed by mounting evidence. It suggests that this vast desert was not always a desert. There were periods when it was lush, when it was green and teeming with life. This idea is not just wishful thinking. It is based on solid scientific detective work. Imagine for a moment this same land. But instead of endless dunes, picture savannas, grasslands stretching to the horizon, rivers flowing, lakes shimmering under the sun. It sounds like a fantasy, perhaps, but recent discoveries are painting this very picture. A groundbreaking study published just last month in April 2025 in the journal The Green Arabia Hypothesis proposes that the Arabian Peninsula experienced several humid phases. These were times when the climate shifted dramatically. Monsoonal rains, perhaps similar to those that water India today, reached much further north. This transformed the arid landscape into a more hospitable environment, a place where plants could flourish. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 5. Secrets in stone caves that speak of ancient rains. So, where does this evidence for a green Arabia come from? Some of the most compelling clues are found in darkness, deep within caves, hidden from the harsh desert sun. Here, nature has been keeping a meticulous record, in the form of speleothems. That is the scientific term for cave formations. You probably know them as stalactites, hanging from the ceiling, and stalagmites, growing up from the cave floor. These are nature's stone archives. How do these formations tell us about past climates? Well, stalactites and stalagmites are made of minerals, usually calcite, deposited by dripping water. And here is the crucial part. They only grow when there is sufficient rainfall on the surface above. This rainwater seeps through the soil. It dissolves minerals from the overlying rock. Then, as it drips into the cave, it deposits these minerals, layer by tiny layer over thousands, even millions of years. So, if you find ancient speleothems in a desert cave, that is a big clue. It means that at the time they were growing, the desert above was not a desert at all. It was receiving consistent rainfall, enough rain to support vegetation and soil development. Section 6. Giants in the green fossil footprints from a lush past. Caves tell one part of the story, but what about the life that roamed this green Arabia? For that, we turn to another kind of evidence: fossils, the preserved remains of ancient plants and animals. And here too, Arabia is yielding incredible treasures. One particularly important site is the Bainuna Formation, located in the Al Dhafra region of Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. Here, rocks have preserved a snapshot of life from long ago. The fossils found in the Bainuna Formation are stunning. They date back around 7 million years. Think about that immense span of time. And what kind of animals do these fossils represent? Not desert creatures. No, these are animals you would associate with a much wetter, greener environment. Animals like hippopotamuses. Yes, ancient hippos wallowing in Arabian rivers. Can you picture that? It is a mind-bending thought. But that is not all. The Bainuna Formation has also given us fossils of elephants, ancient relatives of today's giants roaming across grassy plains, and giraffes. Imagine their long necks reaching for leaves on Arabian trees. Even primates, our distant cousins, have been found here. Section 7. Decoding Deep Time. The Science of Arabia's Climate Saga. How do scientists read these ancient climate diaries? It involves sophisticated scientific methods. One key technique is uranium series dating. Uranium decays into thorium and lead at a constant rate. This acts like a reliable clock. Another tool is oxygen isotope analysis. It helps reconstruct past rainfall levels, like a paleothermometer and rain gauge, all in one. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 8. Ancient Crossroads, Green Corridors and Human Journeys. So, Arabia was green, not once, but multiple times. What does this mean for the grand story of life on Earth, and particularly for our own human story? The implications are immense, truly game-changing. During these green phases, the Arabian Peninsula would have been a very different place. Not a formidable barrier of sand and heat, but an inviting landscape, a land of opportunity, a corridor. A corridor for what, you ask? For migrations, for the movement of animals between Africa and Eurasia. Think of it. Africa is widely considered the cradle of humankind. Our earliest ancestors, the hominids, evolved there. As they began to explore, to expand their territories, they would have faced choices. Barriers to cross, opportunities to seize. A green Arabia would have been a prime route out of Africa, a pathway into Asia and beyond. These humid periods would have opened up new possibilities. Section 9. Our Cosmic Connection. Arabia's Past, Humanity's Future. The story of Green Arabia is more than just a fascinating piece of Earth's history. It connects us to something much larger. It reminds us that our planet is dynamic, constantly changing, sometimes slowly, sometimes surprisingly fast. The climate we experience today is not fixed. It has fluctuated wildly over geological time, and it will continue to do so. Understanding these past changes is crucial for understanding our present and our future. These discoveries also have profound implications for biogeography. That is the study of how life is distributed across the planet. The green phases in Arabia would have facilitated massive exchanges of flora and fauna between Africa and Asia. Species would have moved, adapted, evolved. This would have shaped the biodiversity of entire regions. The fossils of hippos and elephants in Arabia are a testament to these ancient connections. They are echoes of a time when ecosystems were linked in ways we are only now beginning to appreciate. The research into Green Arabia is ongoing. Scientists are constantly searching for new clues. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Thank you for watching.